Hello, class. This is my tutorial on the Random Tools extension. Let's begin. One of the more important features of the Random Tools extension is the ability to randomize the texture positions. This will be really useful for us, especially in examples like this where the material is all identical. For example, you can see these knots are located in the same exact position on every plank. Now, what this tool will allow me to do is if I highlight over everything, and then I just go over here to the randomize texture positions button and click. Now I have all of these individual looking pieces of wood, and this will really help personalize our projects as we move forward. Now, let's say I did not add the material inside the group. Let's say I just single clicked and added the material in. Notice how the option will not randomize. We must add the material inside the group for this to work. Another feature of random tools that I'd like to show is the ability to randomize vertex positions. I created this grid using the sandbox tool that we used in class. So I'm just going to get into here and I'm going to click on this button. This option will, or drop down menu, I should say, would allow you to change the variation in the red, green, and blue axis. I've already set mine a couple times now, so I'm just going to click OK. Wait for that to load. And you can see that this has now created this wavy form of geometry. This option is great for when you want to use unique landscaping so that it looks a little bit more realistic. And you can actually use this option to create pool water, which I thought was fun. So over here, I'm going to just drag and select some geometry, and I'm going to move on to where you can place components randomly on faces, edges, or vertices. I already selected this, so I'm just going to shift and click on this tree. I can again use it to randomly place on faces, edges, or vertices, but I'm going to do faces. This option menu will allow you to select the maximum number of copies per face, the maximum rotation variation, and the scale variation, as well as the orientation and placing copies on a tag or layer. I'm going to click OK. And you can see now that I've created this forest. All of the trees are randomly placed. As you can see, some are closer than others. And this is going to really help create realism in our work going forward. The random tools extension can also be used to randomly or randomize objects and randomly swap them as well. These are actually all components. I'm going to click on top of all of them. I'll begin with randomizing the object, so that's going to take care of scale, rotation, and position. Right now, I just have these presets at 360 for the max rotation and the scale variation factor as 0.5. And I'll just add 1 for the max position variation. I'm going to click OK. And this has now changed all sorts of features of this group. It's no longer a rectangular form. They're all in their unique disarray. Now I'm going to just undo that and click the other option as well, which was to randomly swap the objects. This is still going to keep it in that rectangular form that I've arranged them all in. And what this tool is doing is just randomizing or randomly swapping certain shapes with others, but maintaining that overall form that I had already preset. So randomly swap. So these tools would be great to use for plants. If you wanted to, you could copy a couple of these and you can highlight over all of them and click the randomize objects. Let's do 2. And again, it'll create its own unique form of that geometry. Over here, I've created this grid to show you our last example, which is the randomize face push-pull option. So I'm going to get into here and I'm going to open up this window. Now it allows you to select a minimum extrusion distance, a maximum extrusion distance, and the option to create new faces. Let's try no at first. So I'm going to click OK. And I'm going to watch as these have all now randomized in different directions. And on the bottom, you can see that randomization as well has seeped through the bottom of this piece of geometry. I'm going to hit undo so we can see what it would have been like if we clicked on the other option, yes. I'm going to click OK. Same situation, but when we go over here, this is all one face again, all in the same level. I can use this as an accent wall, or a piece of artwork as well. So that is my tutorial on random tools. Again, you can use it to randomize things within your work to make it look a little bit more intentional and more personal. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to watching everyone else's.